Hello and welcome, everybody, to my promo review. Um, is it the best way to make marketing videos? So, first of all, I love videos. I'm a real sucker for those kind of LinkedIn videos, the ones that describe some exotic, highly questionable product like some ludicrous BMW car or a wristwatch with 1,350 moving components. Not in a million years would I ever dream about reading a blog post about either of those products. I have zero interest in buying either. But when I see a video and the kind of slow motion hits and the kind of cool text overlays start, I can't look away. I'm not alone in this. According to HubSpot, most of us prefer consuming video. So around 54% of us prefer consuming video content from brands compared to other forms of content. The problem for us as marketers, however, is that video content is incredibly hard to make. Well, it used to be, anyway. Most of us can write a blog post. Most of us can even create an infographic or a basic visual. But creating video content used to be really difficult. It was a matter of learning Adobe Premiere. It was a matter of learning After Effects. Maybe you had to get a camera. Maybe you had to buy yourself an expensive mic. Maybe you even had to hire actors. And keep in mind, if you're making marketing videos, they have to be attractive, right? They have to cause some sort of emotion in the viewer. We're not talking about some selfie thing where you just, it's just a homemade thing. In order to seem professional, you needed to put a lot of money into video marketing. It was a really, really expensive thing. And even then, you might find that your audience doesn't like it. It doesn't work. It doesn't convert. So making video content from a marketing perspective for a long time has been an absolute nightmare. It's not fun and it's not quick. So when I heard of Promo, I was kind of immediately captured by it. I was immediately curious. In case you haven't heard of Promo, Promo is a video marketing tool that gives you access to kind of stock video footage, music, and easy editing tools. So you pay a fixed monthly fee, and in exchange for that, you get that whole process that I just described kind of wrapped up in one pretty cool online platform. Of course, you can create video content for different devices. You can create in the vertical mode, which allows you to kind of just be optimized for mobile devices. You can use the wide mode in order to be optimized for desktop devices. The way it works is super simple. Simply enter a keyword into the search bar. Anything you want. They really have a huge array of videos. Pick whichever one you want, then add a caption in their editing tool, some sort of text displaying your product or describing your service. Then you can add music that they also provide. And then you click publish. And then that's pretty much it. Then you're ready. On my blog on sigrunny.com, I have a more detailed review. And in that review, I have a screen recording of just the really basic process of going from one end to the other. It takes about 3 minutes in the video. We'll go into time a little bit more later, but it's a very quick thing to do. So with that in mind, now that we kind of know what Promo is, how well does Promo do with regards to actually creating content? The first thing that you notice, the first good thing you notice about Promo is the massive range of videos. So according to the homepage, they have 3,700 videos, more than 3,700 videos that you can use. And you're really kind of struck by that. You put in any keyword you can think of and you just get a huge array of videos at your disposal. Just normally 5 to 20 seconds, and you can simply add them to your timeline and start editing them and start using them. That's by far, I think, when you start, the most impressive thing. The second thing that I really want to focus on, or the thing that I want to highlight, is that once you've picked your video, editing it or editing the video couldn't be easier. It's super simple. It reminds me a lot of Canva, actually. If you've ever used Canva to create images, then you will be fine in Promo because it's very, very similar. You get a certain amount of presets, and then it's simply a matter of dragging and dropping and using your mouse to kind of, really kind of rudimentary editing. It's very, very simple. So if you compare it to maybe Adobe Premiere or After Effects, the learning curve is so much smaller. Like, it's so much easier to just get started. It's really not overwhelming at all, which is really, really good. Another thing that is pretty cool is just the amount of tracks that they have. They have a huge amount of instrumentals that you can use as background. We'll go into that in a bit more detail because there is a negative aspect to that, but it's really, really simple to just add music to your video. A bit strange is they don't have silence as an option. You have to pick a tune, as far as I can tell. If you want silence, what you need to do is you need to upload an MP3 file of silence. So just record a silent room for 3 minutes and then upload it as an MP3 file, and then you can have a silent video. It's kind of strange they don't have that out of the box, but you can kind of use that workaround. Once you've added your music and you've added the text overlays and you're happy with your video, publishing is super simple. So straight out the box, it comes in 3 different formats. So once you create the video, Promo will do a lot of the adjusting for you to make it just optimized for different screens. You have to do a little bit of editing yourself, a little bit of readjusting a lot of the time, but Promo does a bulk of the work. So it's really impressive. Just for like a little kind of added bonus as well, you can connect your social media accounts in Promo. So you can connect your YouTube account, your Facebook account, your Twitter account, and that just means that you can actually publish straight from Promo. So you don't need to go into Google or you don't need to go into Facebook and publish from there. Instead, you can literally just connect, and then once your video's finished, hit publish, and you're ready to go. So with that in mind, Promo does a lot of things really, really well. There are a couple of things, however, where I think the Promo falls a little bit short, and we can maybe look at that in a bit more detail now. The first kind of obvious negative thing that you find is that many of the videos have a premium label. So just in the thumbnail at the top right, I believe it is, you'll just see kind of premium, the word premium. And the reason for that is that Promo works, or Promo's pricing plan works in relation to the amount of premium clips that you use. So as of July 2019, they have 3 different pricing formats, or pricing packages, I should say, the basic, the standard, and the pro. And really the main differentiator there is how many premium clips you get. So with the basic one, which is $49, you get 1. With the standard, you get 8, and with the pro, you get 20. That is a bit annoying, especially if you see this huge array and then the first kind of 30 videos are all premium, and you might not want to use it because you might not want to use your 1 premium clip, for example, straight out the bat. The good news is, though, that Promo offers filtering. So you can filter them out right away. And the array of videos that they have is so vast that you can easily create great promotional videos without using premium clips. I actually used the basic plan for my first month for the $49. I must have created about 5 videos by now, and I've not used the premium clip yet. So it is possible. Something else to keep in mind just when I'm kind of complaining about the pricing is that although for a marketer it might seem a bit much to pay $359 a month for videos, for me it would be too much. I wouldn't pay that. But if you're actually serious about this, if this is like part of your business strategy, so not just like a part of your marketing, but actually your business strategy is through video and through content like this, Promo is incredibly cheap compared to most alternatives. I mean, if you look at Shutterstock, for example, you'll easily pay $150 for like a 30-second video. And that's without text, that's without editing, that's without anything. It's just the raw 30-second video footage will cost you easily $150. So keep in mind that Promo, as far as I can tell from a pricing perspective, is a bit aggressive for marketers, but it's way cheaper than anything that I've found. Cool. Maybe kind of moving on in terms of the negative aspects that I've found, there were 2 things that kind of did impinge, I would say, upon my experience, much more than the pricing did. And they come from the same family, so to speak. So it's the relative lack of text styles. So what I mean by that is that when you're editing your video and you're adding text overlay, the text isn't just static. There are animations that come with it almost I think by default. I don't think you can pick just static text. So say, for example, you'll say, great service, you want that text to appear in the video, there will be an animation that comes with that. So it'll unfurl or it'll swirl or it'll unfold, or there'll be some sort of animation. And in Promo, they call that a text style. And I found that the text styles are actually quite limited. So hear me out on this, because if you actually count through them, they have 23 different text styles, 23. And that seems like a lot. It really does. But when you're actually in there in Promo using it, it's amazing how quickly you will run out of options. For me specifically, because primarily I'm in the finance and tech space, I found that probably about half of them I can't use because they're a bit too flowery. They're a bit too playful. In my videos, I'm trying to be serious. I'm trying to be sharp. I'm trying to be smart. I'm trying to give the impression that I'm very trustworthy. And if you have kind of flowery text, it doesn't really play well. So depending on your niche, if like me, you're in a niche that perhaps is a bit more limited, then you'll find that these 23 styles, you can probably cut them down to about 4 or 5 that you can actually use. And there are obviously problems with that, because if you want to use promo over a sustained period of time, then if you keep using 3 or 4 different textiles, it's going to be incredibly repetitive, and your audience is going to notice. Like, your audience is absolutely going to notice, okay, like, he's using, there's a template at work here. This isn't magic. This isn't, it could detract from the message that you're trying to, send, which is, that you have a great service. Instead, people might notice, hey, like, this video is very similar to the one that you had last week. So that's definitely one. Another complaint that I would have is the relative lack of outros. So as of July 2019, if I counted correctly, they have 11 outros, and you can't edit those. So an outro is like a separate text style that you have to use at the end if you want to use an outro at all, and as part of your video. And it typically just contains like a call to action, and you kind of key value proposition, whatever you normally put in your outro. For me, it would be something like, download now, and then the URL, and then maybe like a discount code or something like that. Something super simple. As of July 2019, there's 11 different types of outros, but I found that, again, with the textiles, half of them I can't use because they just do not fit the niche that I'm in, and then the others are perhaps too limited, or they're a bit too simple. So I found that I just keep using 1 or 2. I think with outros, it's not that big of a deal, because I think your outro actually probably should be relatively similar each and every time. It's the video content that should be different, and then maybe an intro and an outro. If they're the same, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but it's still a little bit limiting. Okay, so that's the good and the bad. So in terms of my conclusion, I would kind of just say that I'm really impressed with promo. Really enjoyed the month that I've worked with it. I'm definitely going to come back to it when I need marketing videos. What you notice is the speed and the ease. I mean, it really is impressive. $49 is not a lot for the entry plan. Totally justifiable. And although you get a relatively limited number of premium clips, the amount of non-premium clips that you can use is still perfectly fine and still perfectly adequate. More than that, not just the quantity, but actually the quality of the videos is really high. They do a great job of communicating emotion. They do a great job of communicating, happiness, fear, just anything. Maybe fear is not one that you want, but I've just found that for any emotion that I've looked for, they have really good videos for it. So I've been really happy with that, and I'm kind of looking forward to kind of using them more in my marketing campaigns to see how effective they actually are in terms of their conversion rate. The instrumentals overall are not as good as maybe on like a dedicated platform like Artlist, for example, but considering the price, it's amazing that you even get any music. And like me, well, if you're like me, then music isn't actually that important. Most of my videos are on mute because I'm using them for Instagram, I'm using them for Facebook. I don't want music in the background. I want people to focus on the message. So overall, I'm really, really impressed. I think the first video that you'll make, if you're like me, will take you about 20, 30 minutes. And then after that, you can make a video in 5 to 10. Like, it's super simple. So that's everything for me. Thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you very much, and have a great day.